What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with the terrible news. So no bodybuilding fan out there will be happy to hear that. So Goodvito is out of this year's Pittsburgh Pro because of a back injury that happened roughly about a week back. So why did him and his team? They announced their decision of sitting out of the show just when they were 2 days out. Well, initially Vito was hoping that the symptoms will get better or they will subside up to a degree that he will be able to step on the stage anyway. But unfortunately that wasn't the case, and that injured lot that definitely would have affected his proportions, and that too very badly. So he decided to sit out of this competition. Now this is a very terrible news because all of us bodybuilding fans, we were so eagerly waiting to see Vito in that same lineup as Nick, Derek, Martin, Crizo, some of the biggest names in the industry right now. And now we're gonna have to wait till the Olympia this year to see all these comparisons, because Goodvito was potentially a top 5 guy, or he would have been in the first call out at the very least. So just when everything was going so perfectly for the first ever Pittsburgh Pro, here is that first jinx. So the only positive aspect out of this news for Goodvito being in this situation is that isn't a major tear. It's a minor injury as per Goodvito, and he will most probably be back in the gym in about a month or so. So Goodvito posted some more physical updates that were taken at roughly 10 days out, where he looks absolutely phenomenal. And that is why it has always been said that there is nothing guaranteed in bodybuilding, or I'm gonna say any other professional sport. You can get a muscle tear literally hours out of the prejudging, doing posing practice. So this idea of the pros doing more and more shows when they are in their prime, that is a very good sign, because one simple injury that can just simply change the entire trajectory of any career. So all these top guys doing all these shows, that is a good sign. So wishing Goodvito a very speedy recovery, and hopefully he will be ready and improved for this year's Olympia, which by the way is gonna be his Olympia debut. So shout out to the mutant Nick Fokker, sending best wishes and a very positive message for Goodvito, as Nick Fokker himself understands this pain, and that too very well. He was in that same scenario about 2 years back, just 2 weeks out of the Olympia that year, when he tore his hamstrings and he was forced to withdraw from the biggest competition of the year. So we're gonna see both these amazing bodybuilders share the same stage this year in October, and hopefully we're gonna see their all-time best when they go up against each other.
I want to send my best wishes to Goodvito. I really don't know what to say. I've been here and it sucks. And it's probably one of the worst feelings in the world. But I just want to send my best wishes. Goodvito, I'm thinking of you, brother. Stay positive, stay strong. It's just a minor setback for what I like to call a big comeback. So stay locked in. Surround yourself with the people that care for you, that love you, and, just keep your head down, and we'll see you soon, brother.
Next up, we have an update from the Persian Wolf Hadi Chopan. So Hadi got so close to winning back the Olympia title last year. He was even able to beat the defending Olympia champion, but he was beaten by Samson Dauda at the finals, who brought his career's all-time best look. And he was able to dwarf both these guys, Hadi and Derek, because they simply weren't at their all-time best. But Samson 100% deserved to win that show. Now, we all know Hadi's winner mentality. He went back and he made a very difficult call of not going back and defending his Arnold title this year, despite knowing that there was a very big paycheck at the Arnold this year, because this time it was $500,000 and there was a lot of money to be made at that show. But he chose to sit out, and he said that all he wants to do is focus on just one show, the Olympia this year, and most importantly, be 100% fresh for that competition. And I must say, the amount of weight that Hadi has been lifting, he's having one of the most productive off-season of his entire career. And to everyone who believe that Hadi cannot improve in terms of anything on his structure because of his structural limitations, well, the fact is, the same people said that Hadi won't be able to improve after he lost the Olympia back in 2023. So he shut everyone up by showing up so goddamn dominant at the first ever Arnold last year. And I do not know how many of you guys would agree, but I personally think that the Arnold 224 version of Hadi Chupan, that is still the most dangerous bodybuilder in the world even right now. Now we know Hadi is so much better from the front compared to Derek and Samson in many aspects, because neither Samson nor Derek, they can get as hot as Hadi does from the front. However, he does need to bring up his back, and he needs to be much sharper in the back area, especially in the hamstrings and the glutes, if he wants to catch up to Derek. So in the battle of conditioning between Josema Beast and Kite Pro, or also known as Carlos DeOliveria, who do you guys think is gonna win? Because both these guys look absolutely stunning right now. But I must say the lines and the separation that Carlos is currently showcasing at a little more than 3 days out of this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, especially in the chest and the shoulders and the arms. We simply do not remember seeing this kind of detail on any athlete in any kind of division in the Pro League. I'm gonna say in the past 2 decades. And to think that this is gonna fill up and look way better, that is simply unimaginable. Now I'm not saying that he's gonna come to his first ever Classic Physique Pro show, the top Olympians, and dominate. But you have to appreciate the kind of elite quality that we are seeing on this guy right now. Now I am so glad that he decided to switch from the men's physique into classic. And he took his time with it because he belongs in a bigger category. And now we just have to wait and see what kind of an X-frame and V-taper does this guy have. And that is all dependent on how his quads are gonna look from the front. Because from the looks of it, he won't have a weak point in terms of his upper half. So Josema Beast also went through his final depletion workout. And we cannot even imagine the kind of lengths this guy has to go to make that classic physique weight cutoff. The fact is he has been ready for weeks and weeks. And now there is absolutely zero doubt that this is the best looking physique in classic at the age of 23. So Jose's conditioning in all the shows that he did in the past 1.5 years, even the one pro show that he did in the men's open, his conditioning was simply insane in all of them. Now I think he needs more arms, especially in that side chest, because his delts are simply massive. But that is judging from his Olympia physique. He must have made some improvements in those weak body parts, because in these past few months, he was locked in for this entire time. Now the fact is most of us have Terence Ruffin winning this show, as he's the most complete guy head to toe, and is also the most experienced guy in the classic physique right now. But Josema Beast can certainly surprise us all by being the most right guy in that show. Now for the record, Terence Ruffin was 5th at his last Miss Olympia competition, and Josema Beast was 6th, so they are pretty close, if that is the reference. So add Bruno Santos, a former Olympian from Brazil, to the official competitors list of the upcoming Tampa Pro, as the Brazilian IFBB Pro continues to get shredded, and that too at a very fast pace. So some good improvements have been made in the back, and that was needed for him, as Tampa Pro is gonna be such a great show. So there will be guys like John De La Rosa, Quentin Beastwood, John Jewett, and hopefully some other guys. So Bruno has to show up at his A game. So the Olympia last year, that was Bruno's last competition, and just stepping on the biggest bodybuilding stage in the world, sharing the stage with the best of the best, representing his country, that was a big achievement for him. Now we all know he wasn't a top 10 guy, because he's neither the biggest nor the prettiest physique, especially in a big lineup. But he was still able to beat a guy like Muhammad Fadal and DeOliveria, and this time he's coming back with more size and more density. So the one area where Bruno needs to work on the most, that is his back, which is very apparent, and I'm gonna say also his chest, because he has those huge delts and very big arms. So more chest will make some of his mandatories a lot more complete from the front. So last year he was working with Milo Sorsev as his coach, and he had a very good success with him. He was the winner of Europa Pro. He was able to beat a guy like Andrea Presti, a 3 times former Olympian. So his addition to this year's Tampa Pro lineup, that will make the show more interesting. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.